You're watching Morning Live. Thank you very much for staying with us. It is a series of guerrilla-style art interventions, installations and live public performances that will play out in hubs of community life as well as in more remote settings in the scenic Emakhazeni area, which incorporates Belfast, Dullstroom, Machadodorp and Waterval Boven. That's Public Arts Festival My Body, My Space, which takes place from the 22nd to the 27th of March. That's this year, not next year. To tell us more, we are joined by PJ Sabbagha, who is Managing and Associate Artistic Director at the Forgotten Angle Theatre Collaborative and Ebhudlweni Art Centre in Mpumalanga. And he's here to share more insight. PJ, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
Give me a bit of a background for our viewers as well to how we get to My Body, My Space.
Okay, so My Body, My Space is a public arts festival that our company, the Forgotten Angle Theatre Collaborative, initiated. Last year was our first installation, implemented in Ebhudlweni, funded through Department of Arts and Culture, Mzansi Golden Economy Public Arts Program. And our organization has relocated to Mpumalanga after being based in Johannesburg for 20 years. Yeah, so we've built a studio.
It's a new frontier.
Yes, absolutely, it's a new frontier. It's thrilling, it's exciting, it comes with all kinds of new challenges and new inspirations. And so the festival has been relocated to Emakhazeni, the cold place, in Mpumalanga. And yeah, it's a festival that looks to bring thought-provoking, interesting, challenging performance and arts into the public domain, into public spaces, so that we create a more accessible arts experience for people.
Accessibility, I want to talk to you about that, yes. But I also want to just quickly talk about that relocation, yes, and kind of what prompted it before we look at some of the artists and some of the other issues.
Yes.
From going from Gauteng to Mpumalanga, what made you decide to move?
It's you know, my family has had a farm in that area for a long time, and as a child I kind of grew up there, and so I was kind of immersed in Ndebele culture, and so it's always been a place that I love, that I find a deep spiritual and emotional connection to. And working in Johannesburg, and over the last 10 years, I suppose the funding environment has changed so dramatically with governments and government agencies and corporate social investment programs that a lot of arts organizations are dependent on in many ways, needing to ensure that there is a focus on rural investment, that money goes into rural spaces, because the cities of Johannesburg and Durban and Cape Town are oversaturated. And initially the arts community kind of reacted with shock and horror, and we all fought against it. But it kind of forced us into this process of kind of venturing into the rural space and beginning to work in those spaces, doing development work, engaging with young people in rural spaces. And I found it intensely rewarding. And so the kind of the long-time dream and emotional commitment to that space, plus a kind of professional pressure from our funding agencies, kind of eventually converged. And it's just the perfect place for me and for the work that we do.
And I love the way you say it. You've got a smile on your face. Talk to me about accessibility and making sure that art, and I think this is more and more the conversation, that it actually is relevant and becomes relevant.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, we struggle theatre has played such a powerful part in transformation in this country, keeping the anti-apartheid movement alive, keeping the word out there, making the narratives of this country accessible to the rest of the world. There are so many other issues that are important, that need to be said. So, for example, My Body, My Space, the premise is we're celebrating democracy, and it's critical that we celebrate democracy. Every year we must celebrate our freedom, but every year we must look at our freedom, and we must look at the issues that challenge our freedom, whether it's HIV/AIDS, whether it's poverty, whether it's unemployment, whether it's racism, whether it's xenophobia, whatever it is. What are the things that are the inhibitors, the obstacles to our true freedom as people, and to use arts and culture to engage and create critical dialogue around those subjects, but to do it in an accessible way, to place it in spaces where people are. Not to expect people to come to it, but to place the art where people are, so that people can engage with it, so that everybody can engage with it.
And it can become the norm.
Absolutely.
With that being said, talk to me about some of the artists that you're working with and that you've used as part of that creating that dialogue.
Okay, so the festival lineup this year is fantastic. We are on a very tight budget, so we kind of reach out to our friends in arts and say, let's partner. We can cover this, but come along and be part of this kind of really new initiative. So we have people like Mamela Nyamza from Cape Town, who's internationally known and an amazing artist, a fantastic integrated dance company and called Unmute, Temba Mbuli, the 2016 Standard Bank Young Artist, Greg Makoma of Vuyani Dance Theatre, moving into dance, myself, Fana Tshabala. So in fact we've got 5 Standard Bank Young Artists for dance involved in the program.
It's an amazing lineup
exactly.
on no budget.
Yes,
a very little budget.
On a very little budget. We've got a network called The Social Life of Waste Art, Detlef Krieger from University of Pretoria, Drama for Life, Wits University. You know, we've got people coming from all over the country, visual artists, performance artists, poets, kind of converging on these really tiny little towns and villages and going to be
that
creating.
Must be such an amazing treat.
Yes, it is absolutely an amazing treat, and we're going to be giving to people in that area something that they've never seen before.
Quickly, details. People want to. I'm going to encourage everybody. Go and plan a holiday around this festival.
Yes, exactly. It's happening over Easter, so make a weekend of it.
Yeah.
So the kind of soft peripherals happen between the 22nd and the 24th of March, but the main program happens on the 26th and the 27th in a little town called Machadodorp, and then on the 27th at Goodison Leisure's Kloppenheim Country Estate. People can find us on Facebook. The easiest way to do it, My Body, My Space Public Arts Festival. They will see the program there, they will see press releases, they will see where they can book in and stay. There are lots of little accommodation places.
Okay, it sounds absolutely fantastic. Over Easter, this is probably arguably one of the best things to do with your family. Grab everybody, go and check it out. PJ Sabbagha is the managing and associate artistic director for the Forgotten Angle Theatre Collaborative at the Ebhudlweni Art Centre in Mpumalanga, and talking to us about My Body, My Space, which runs from the 22nd to the 27th of March. Go and Google, and there the poster's on your screen right now, and of course the address as well. Go and check it out. It's absolutely awesome. We take an ad break. Don't go anywhere.